Hello and welcome, everyone. We're here live with Bow, Brokers, Opens, and Tours Worldwide, and Florida Closing and Escrow. Today we have Anthony Bowser, who will be speaking about legal updates and Tenant's Bill of Rights. So we will start with that today, and then I will give you some market updates and marketing tips. So welcome, Anthony.
Hi. Okay, so there is a new legal update. This is specifically for Miami-Dade County. So back in May, the Miami-Dade County Board of Commissioners, they voted unanimously to create what they're calling a Tenants Bill of Rights. This ordinance was passed primarily to assist renters and create a safe, stable, and affordable rental housing. And it created the Miami-Dade County Office of Housing Advocacy for this purpose. Some of the key highlights are that this Bill of Rights, it does a few things. One, it reiterates already existing laws that protect tenants. For examples, landlords cannot terminate utility services of tenants. Cannot collect rent from a tenant who is in a condo and delinquent, and the tenant is instead paying the condominium directly. Landlords already cannot discriminate against tenants. And from our last legal update, the new 60-day notice requirements required in Miami-Dade for rent increases of more than 5%, as well as termination of month-to-month tenancies. So it starts off by reiterating these already established rights of tenants, but then it also goes further and it creates a new set of rights and policies for tenants that are renting. So, for example, they created now this new Bill of Rights. One of the requirements is that the landlord must get it signed by the tenant. So the landlord in a lease in Miami-Dade County now has to give a copy of these Bill of Rights to the tenant, and they have to sign it within 10 days of commencing a new lease or renewing a prior lease. In addition, it has a requirement that if the landlord receives any notice from a governmental agency about a building being unsafe, they must provide that tenant a copy of that notice within 14 days. Also, landlords cannot directly ask or require a disclosure of evictions to a tenant. They can still perform rental screening and searching the public records on their own, but it does not require landlords to be able to ask a tenant to disclose. A landlord also now cannot retaliate against a tenant using the new housing advocacy services. And tenants now have the ability to sue a landlord for violating any of these rights in this new Tenant Bill of Rights. Lastly, the other important thing that they added is that now tenants have a right to make repairs and deduct from the rent. You have to meet a few requirements in order to do so. So the tenant has to provide notice to the landlord that they're doing so. The landlord then has to fail to make those repairs. Tenant has to obtain at least 2 estimates from licensed professionals, and then keep all this evidence of all this documentation of these repairs and that they followed these steps, and then they can go ahead repair and deduct from the rent. Last but not least, the Tenant Bill of Rights creates this new agency. It's the Office of Housing Advocacy. The agency is not yet fully operational. There's kind of a bare bones website on the Miami-Dade County website. But once it gets up and running, basically there's going to be a hotline established that'll be available Monday through Friday for landlords and tenants both to call up with any issues that they're having. All the forms, for example, the Tenant Bill of Rights form that has to be provided to the tenant. Other landlord and tenant resources will also be provided on their website through this agency. There'll also be other resources available for tenants and landlord, as well as education for tenants regarding their rights, as well as landlords and their rights. And we're starting to slowly now see the form being included with Miami-Dade leases. So any client, any realtor that has a lease in Miami-Dade, it would be a good idea to brush up on this new form. You can download it. You could also reach out to us and we could provide you a copy so that you can provide it to tenants. And it's a quick 2-3 page form, and it's basically everything that I just summarized. And yeah, that's the latest legal update. Once the agency is up and running and operational, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more information to provide, but I just wanted to provide this update of this new requirement in Miami-Dade County for leases.
Thank you, Anthony. And as you know, Anthony Bauza and John Iowano are with Florida Closing and Escrow, and they're a full service title company to assist you with residential and commercial transactions, multilingual, professional, prompt services, as well as mobile services in most locations in South Florida. And we also help with transactions from out of the country, of course, foreign national buyers as well. 1-800-FL-CLOSE. And I'd like to present a few brief market updates and highlights of some of the sales and some of the tools that you can use for your success. Firstly, third quarter home equity levels dropped. Home prices decreased 2.6%. Home equity fell by 1.3 million, but the good news is home values are still up by 19 to 66% since 2020 per Black Knight. So we've seen some adjustments, some leveling off, but the South Florida, Miami market is very strong. Some highlights. Giselle Bundchen bought a property, $11.5 million mansion, and in fact, it's right across from her ex-husband Tom Brady's waterfront property being built. Dallas developer Ritz-Carlton Sunny Isles condo sells for almost $1 million more than it did in January. Regatta is a project by the creator of The Wharf, and that will be transforming Coconut Grove. Also, Miami River development sales sold for $59 million, $27.5 million in 2013, so it more than doubled in its value. Sunbeam's Andy Anson buys and flips a Miami Beach teardown. He sold it for about $10.5 million, and that's more than double the price from a year ago. Mideast car dealer sells a waterfront North Palm Beach mansion for $11 million. Historic Tarpon Island in Palm Beach hits the market for $21.8 million. So as you can see, it's still a hot market here, and we're here to assist you from contract to closing and to help with your success. We also have some marketing tools such as targeted automated digital marketing. You could target states, subdivisions, zip codes, and or countries that you want to target. As you know, many buyers are still coming from the Northeast, from New York, Connecticut, as well as other locations, Texas, California, and so forth. So we recommend targeting those areas as well as South America and other locations that are coming to South Florida in particular. And in addition, we have BOW services, and we can do live and virtual opens and tours. And that's great for people that are not able to see the property, and also gets you more viewership than doing just a broker's open, or you could do both in combo. Do it live, in person, and do it live stream. So we are here to help you with several tools. We also have a company that will help seniors to relocate, and we could do the closing and All the things from A to Z will be managed for them, and we could do that within 14 days. So to expedite and help seniors in need of moving, especially those that need to do expeditiously. So we're here to help you from A to Z, title to contract to closing. And Anthony, you want to add anything about the market and what we're seeing as of late?
Yeah, so I was reading a report that the mortgage rates did drop a little last week. So that is definitely some good news. I was listening actually to a report just yesterday afternoon where they're saying they don't expect another Fed rate hike as aggressively as they've been doing. So it seems like, they may have started to curb inflations with the very aggressive hikes that they've done the past few months. So yeah, I think that's kind of a good sign. So if the rates are dropping and we are seeing lenders reporting a dip in the rates that they're offering, that's definitely good news for buyers.
Excellent. Yes. And again, we're here to help you. And the forecast for real estate looks great. The economy looks like it was improved. I know there were good numbers for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So there is spending that has improved, and particularly in the real estate market, which has balance but remains very strong. So we're here to help again, 1-800-FL-CLOSE, and Cindy with Bow, and 786-457-6832. And thank you. And we're here to help with your success and title and closing needs. Thank you. And please contact us.